down this opening weight of 235. Finished the first half of the competition, Nidek, down in 5th place, so he's coming from behind, and he's 15 kilos off the medals. In other words, he's 15 kilos behind Chemurkin as he starts his second half challenge.
Mocno, Paweł, zdecydowanie. Tak jest. Mocno, Paweł, w pionie. Ręce, Paweł! Paweł!
Three steps on his ladder. He's just taken the first one successfully and takes him up into overall second. And of course the lead in the
So that's a good start for him.
David, we've got
him on 420.
Got an email in from Rick, who describes himself as a crocked but interested powerlifter from Colchester. Just asking us where are the British competitors, and the British champion, current British super heavyweight champion, and British totals at this weight. Now there's a test.
Well, we don't really have much talent in that division now. I mentioned Andrew Davis earlier, who used to win medals at Junior World and I believe European Championships. If I've got it wrong, he'll certainly be sending me an email to put me right.
Yeah, you happen to have those statistics at your fingertips, so just send us a little email and then we can answer that question. Meanwhile, here's Sheryakov, second attempt, going for an extra 5 kilos to regain the lead. In fact, he's going for 7.5 kilos more to regain the lead in a clean and jerk and give himself a total of 445. He can have one more crack at it.
Yes, he can take it again, but it's not. I've just got that feeling it's not going to be enough to hold off Chemurkin.
Well, I think 445. What we've got to think about is if he got 445, David, this is perhaps the important thing. If he got 445, he'd be 25 kilos ahead of Nidek. As it is at the moment, he's 17.5 ahead of the pole. So if Nidek's looking for... No, I mean, Nidek's chance is clearly a medal in the clean and jerk. But his chances of getting an overall medal are pretty distant, I would have thought.
Oh, yes. I mean, as we said earlier, I mean, he did well to snatch 185. It was a good performance for him.
It's just they've gone away a bit too far from him. But clean and jerk medal for Nidek of Poland. That's what this is about for him now. And he's there really. He's 235, and particularly if Sheryakov fails this time, then he's in the gold medal position, and there are only 2 men left, so he's guaranteed at least the bronze. It would become a bit more interesting if Sheryakov can lift this. So in a sense, let's hope he can. He was looking for a total. He announced a total of 440. So he's only 2.5 kilos below his planned mark. If you can get this, that will be a good day for him, because he would have gone over his target by 5 kilos.
445, that's right. So, a little bit more work in the clean. 17 seconds on the clock. Now, elbows up, that's better. Right, hard to locked arms.
I'd like to give it to him, and he's being given the lift. He's got 3 white lights, and he's put the bar down. Well done. 240 kilos. He's got his 445. He's beaten his pre-competition target by 5 kilos. He's taken the lead, and now Nidek can't make any mistakes for Poland because he's got to get ahead of the young Russian to be certain of a medal. At least in the clean and jerk, that is. So Chemurkin, I think, about to announce himself onto the stage. Here comes Andrei Chemurkin, 242.5 kilos. Well, he's capable of 262.5. Interesting, do you remember this about it? He lifted 262.5 in 1997 before the weight categories were, and the standard was then reset for 262.5. So he's actually done the standard in the past, but it doesn't count for anything because of the new alignment of weight categories in 1998 to get ready for the Sydney Olympics. So he's 20 kilos below his all-time best.
Well, I wouldn't give him that. That was a press out. There's no way I would give him that lift.
Well, only one of the judges agrees with you, and that is the...
Well, let's watch this again.
Who's it in this? Central referee.
Cleans with the elbows high.
And it's the Bulgarian. That's Vanya Mihalova, and she agrees with you, David. Press out.
Now these Qatar lifters, they were sold as second string bombs. Now, they don't like that, do they? And I think every time I've seen them on stage, they really do seem to be able to prove that they're not second string Bulgarians.
Well, I think the fact is that, it's continuing. I mean, I still find it morally hard to swallow, but it was $1 million deal. But as you say, they are lifting, and they are proving themselves, far better, because the decline of the Bulgarian men is evident, except for perhaps the likes of Boevsky. But here is Yanni Marchokov, who now...
Well, this will put him on 455 straight away.
Saeed Salem Jabbar, yeah. So 455.
And leave Chemurkin at the moment needing, well, if he's providing Jabbar succeeds with this, Chemurkin 257. So, good first attempt.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. So Chemurkin already needs to do 257.5. But of course this man still has 2 lifts remaining.
Overall, Sheryakov is second place on 445. He's ahead of Chemurkin. Sheryakov, who's lifted out. Nidek, of course, has got 2 to come, and one of those is going to happen almost immediately. 245 kilos on the bar for Nidek. This is a 10 kilo increase. So in terms of clean and jerk, David, if he does this, then he goes to the top of the clean and jerk medal table, and that will assure him at least the bronze.
But that was better than the first. Yes, and he's just so much stronger in the clean and jerk than the snatch. This really is his speciality. Catches the bounce, drives out of that deep squat, pauses, and then drives the bar to arm's length in the jerk. It's Carolina Lundell earlier this week, if you remember, pulled a hamstring. So, the board is saying 247.5 kilos for Chemurkin.
Russ Patterson, thanks for your email. You're asking for a list of the medalists from previous World Weightlifting Championships. Well, if you go into this website, www.weightlifting.de, and take the link to the data box, you'll find the information you're looking for. Glad you enjoyed Azanitse of Georgia early in the week. I agree with you, very good performance. But www.weightlifting.de, and look for the link to the data box.
This is unusual. Chemurkin taking a 5 kilo jump and deadlifting it.
Well, I don't think I'll ever forget, David, when Ronnie Weller was fitting well in Riesa in 1998, and he not only physically outlifted this man, but he mentally destroyed him. So Chemurkin certainly not in anything like his best World Championship form. The overall leaderboard sees Jabber on top of Mesheryakov of Russia, then Chemurkin third. Nidek is up into fourth place overall. He's 12.5 kilos behind Chemurkin, but he's only got one clean and jerk left. Nidek, of course, at the moment in silver medal position in the clean and jerk. And I think, David, probably, depending on how his wisest move is to focus and keep focusing on the clean and jerk. Go for that, because he's guaranteed a medal, and you just don't know.
We could win. I mean, Chemurkin fails with this. He's already beaten Chemurkin, and then it's just up to Jabber really to try and beat him.
In other words, this is actually could work out for Nidek, because Chemurkin doesn't make this, and he can coax Jabber to come out next, and then see how Jabber goes, and leave himself with the one counter-attack lift. So Chemurkin now.
That's right, but of course, I mean, Jabber's leading at the moment because of his lighter body weight, 125 to Nidek's 134. So.
Мощно со старта.
Oh, Chemurkin's lost it big time.
We have seen him do this before, haven't we?
Yeah, mentally he just goes, he loses it, he realises he's got no chance, and he just sort of accepts, I've got the bronze medal in the snatch, all I'm going to get now is bronze medals, across the board. And the other Russian, the 23-year-old, is at the moment 2.5 kilos ahead of him, and Mesheryakov is 15 ahead of Nidek, which is surely too far. So we thought Chemurkin would be the main Russian. Not at all. The newcomer is the new man, and he's not the pretender. And I think it's significant, David, that Mesheryakov has actually won this super heavyweight class, because I wonder where that leaves Chemurkin for the future. Chemurkin's 29 years of age. So Jabber coming in for 250. Now this is a 5 kilo increase, and I think this is very good news for Nidek.
Yeah, well, we're actually looking at the world champion. This is now just a question of fighting it out over the clean and jerk. This man has already won the overall.
And this is still a long way off the world standard, which has never been achieved, of 262.5. Well, it has been achieved, as I explained a few moments ago, by Chemurkin, but not since the weight categories have been realigned. No worries, and there's a bit more. And that 250, because he's lighter than Nidek, means that if Nidek wants to go ahead of him, he's got to risk 7.5 kilos. But why wouldn't he, David? Because he is secure in the silver medal clean and jerk position. He's got to go for a huge lift anyway. Lifting to try Chemurkin in the overall is unrealistic. So I think 250, which is on the board at the moment, is a why do that? You know,
Well, he obviously thinks that, you know, 250 is his maximum. He doesn't believe he can do 252, otherwise he'd put it on the bar. So the medals are decided. It's just a question of
lifting out, really. 460. We're, in terms of total, Jabba is 12.5 kilos off the world record.
Zdecydowanie,
Yes, I suppose he could take the world record on his third.
Mocno i ręce! Ręce!
Yes.
Well,
Oh, why don't you wonder why he didn't go for the 152.5?
I don't understand that. I do not understand that. I think, you know, when you've got the silk, I mean, I respect them that you have to, you know, have a sensible judgment. You don't want to injure yourself. But he's, you know, secured the silver medal in the clean and jerk. And Nidek, just one error, 5 out of 6 lifts.
David, what's the world standard for the total?
The world standard is, well, there is a world record, actually. There's no standard. 472.5 kilos. Hossein Rezazadeh, the Olympic champion, who's absent. So we're too far away from that, really. It's not, you know, it's not necessary. I mean,
I don't see any reason for Jabba to take this now, unless he's going to go for 263 to try and establish a new world record. Well, you can't see it at home, but the 263 is up on the board.
The championships began here on Sunday the 4th of November. Today is Sunday the 11th. We are now at the last lift of the championships. And
it'd be a great way to end, wouldn't it?
It'd be a fantastic way to end. 263 kilos to take the clean and jerk world record, and 12.5 of those, of course, will count for the overall total, which would give him a total of 472.5 kilos, would equal the world record. So ironically, David, if he took
struggling to get the weight on the bar,
if he actually took 263.5 kilos, he could actually take the world total. As it is, if he lifts this, he'll get the clean and jerk record, but he won't get the world record for the overall championship.
I don't think you can break world records by half. I think you have to break the world record by 2.5 kilos for total. You can't break it by half a kilo. Well, I thought he looked good on the 250. I thought he looked good, and I think that he must have a sense that he can do this. Otherwise, I think he would have retired with all the medals won.
Well, this is... I was about to say it's no man's land, but of course, what you lift in training is different to the competition statistics that we have in terms of the stage. And he's sort of looked up there to a contingent of his fans. So this... Now this would be some world record, David. And it'd be some step up. 250 kilos, 13 more in one jump.
9 seconds. 8.
Oh. And he's cleaned it. Now, has he got what it takes? Has he got... No.
Oh well.
That is as heavy as Chemurkin has ever lifted, but all credit to the man for giving it a crack. It would have been a fabulous way to end, but nonetheless, he is the world champion. Saeed Salam Jabba takes the gold medal in the men's super heavyweights, ahead of, in second place, Roman Masheryakov of Russia and Andrei Chemurkin of Russia in the overall bronze medal position. But this was it. Look at the bend on that bar on those weights, David. 579 something pounds, 41 and a quarter stone. That is brutal, and he's done really well to even just clean that.
Yes, didn't even catch it in a good position in that low squat. Was slightly rounded, but still had the legs to stand up.
But it does suggest that he's certainly capable of a lot more than the 250, which is what he produced today to take the clean and jerk title. Well, that's it really from Antalya. We've got a few minutes whilst they get ready for the medal ceremonies. There are the facts and figures in the clean and jerk. The gold to Qatar, the silver to Poland, the bronze to Chemurkin, who just keeps out his younger teammate by 2.5 kilos, but it's not been a vintage Chemurkin back here, David. And to me, he looks as if he's on the downward slide. I wonder how much more we're going to see of Chemurkin. I know at 29 years of age, I mean, that's not out of the question for him, particularly as a super heavyweight, but there are more and more men coming now to take him on. Jabba, the champion.